What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for the first episode of Hiroaka Season 8, the final season of My Hero Academia, man. We have finally reached the endgame, man. The last season is upon us, man. And yeah, it's a sad day, man. Hiroaka is ending. We still got Vigilantes dropping in January, so Hiroaka is not completely over just yet. I don't have to completely say goodbye to the series, and we'll probably get like a 5th movie announcement after season 8 wraps up, and after it ends, they'll probably announce movie 5. Class A goes to America or something. I don't fucking know. A movie using the last embers. Maybe it's one where they finally do the crossover. Probably not, because Vigilantes isn't over yet, so we might have to wait a while for the Vigilantes crossover in America or something. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that, where that goes, if we do get one, if the next movie is set in America fully, a crossover with Vigilantes, or, you know, something else entirely. Whatever the case may be for them, or it might just be a movie with just showing the Class A as adults, and everything. But yeah, which it's good. I'm definitely gonna have to work around, because obviously there's some major spoilers stuff. But it's been so long since the manga has ended, and and I've been mentioning it so many times on Twitter and whatnot that I just gotta forget. Oh, and this is still massive spoilers for anime only. So I'll have to watch myself. Like, straight up, I straight up spoiled the end. Like, in the start of the video, in the start of the episode, when we get the scene with the cherry blossom with Izuku in her suit, I straight up just blurred out what it is. Like, I was like, it's Izuku. And so yeah, massive spoiler for the opening of the episode, man. Skip the opening opening minute or two or whatever. If you guys are anime only, you guys come back to watch my reaction once I actually post it, because obviously I did react to this episode. But first off, guys, before we jump right in, there's one thing I need to mention real quick that we need to talk about right now. Now, you guys may remember when Season 7 was airing, shit was crazy, man. It was a hectic release schedule for Hiroaka. You know, for a while I was reviewing it still back when we were living in Ridgecrest, and then, you know, my laptop kind of was unavailable for a while, so I went back to my old roots, recording the reviews on, you know, on Share Factory on my PS4, my PS5, and then I got my laptop back, so I went back to the setup. Then I reviewed like an episode and watched an episode while we were moving from California during the week-long road trip, the 7 circles of hell that it was, a road trip from California back to Virginia, and then you know, having to deal with that, and then finally settling down for the last few episodes with the new setup I have back when I was still working completely out of my one room I have. Before my parents finally cleared up the basement, I was able to start working out there for Vigilantes and onward. So I was kind of hoping, and you know, this is a single core anime and whatnot, I was honestly hoping that this season we would go out there, we would go through it with no hiccups, no glitches, no hitches, no nothing. This would be smooth sailing for all 12 episodes, because I saw a tweet confirm that this show is going to be aired for 12 episodes. Now, as you guys may know, it was revealed a while ago that there's going to be a show taking over Hiroaka's time slot when the 12th episode was supposed to be airing. So many people thought that we were only going to get 11 episodes for the season. But it's been confirmed that it's going to be 12. So more than likely, just like with Thousand Year Blood War, we are going to get an hour-long special to end the season, to end the series off. Which it's not the only thing they took from Thousand Year Blood War, as I will mention, you know, in this review as I mentioned a little bit later on in the review. But anyway, as I was saying, that is not the case, because next week I am going to be going back to the hellhole known as Texas, because my abuela just died. So obviously, you know, my mom's going to the funeral. Well, she's already in Texas right now, but we're going to be joining her next week, and we're going to be staying there from Thursday through Monday. It's when we're actually going to be flying back to Virginia. So yeah, as you guys know, Hiroaka is airing now, and so next week is going to be trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to even watch the episode, review it. I don't know. If I'm lucky, I maybe get some time alone in my hotel room, which I'm hoping at least me and my brother have like separate rooms from our parents. Like, we have one room and our parents have one room, instead of all 4 of us living in one room. So hopefully that is the case. But anyway, hopefully we get separate rooms. Hopefully, so at least that, and hopefully maybe I can find some time, or maybe there's like the hotel we stay at has, like, you know, an office space, has like a conference room or something, somewhere I can sit down and I can record and watch the episode there, so I can do it uninterrupted and, you know, with some privacy. we'll have to wait and see on that if that ends up being the case or not, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I want to give you guys a head up that there will probably most likely be a delay with next week's review. It might come out Saturday just as normal. It might not drop until Sunday, or you guys might not see it until fucking Monday or Tuesday, for that matter. Because depending on when I actually have time to watch the episode and I can review. But we'll figure it out once we get there, man. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up before I forgot to mention it. So I just want to give you guys a heads up that next week we're going to be delaying review, and also of course you guys know Crown Jewel's also airing next week in Perth, which has its own start time at 8 a.m. So there's that as well I got to worry about. So it's always something, man. I can never do this. I can never have like smooth sailing. They always got to air a pay-per-view while this shit's airing at some point, man. It's always fucking annoying when this happens. But yeah. Anyway, guys, enough jibber jabber. Let's just jump right into the actual episode. So we start the episode off with this opening sequence with Izuku, this opening monologue, and already you can already see the difference and just how much of a difference from going to core anime since 2017 with season 2 and doing that annually for almost for like 8 years versus doing one single core at the end of the series run here. But you can really just see the immediate difference in what it has overall to the production schedule and to the team as well, which we've already seen most of this already in the trailers, the couple of PVs that have dropped, but in the episode itself you really fucking see it, where we get this gorgeous sequence. And we didn't get the OP this week. The OP didn't air until like the end of the episode. We didn't get an ED, so more than likely we'll get that in the second episode, which, like I said, guys, will be delayed review. So at the very worst, you guys might get the reaction up on Saturday. I'll probably get that one up first because, like I said, I don't know if when I'll be able to like record the review and everything. For just because like I would like to at least watch the episode, but we'll see when that happens and all that next week. We start with this amazing opening monologue with Izuku saying heroes were dwindling while villains were flourishing. We then see this gorgeous shot of a bunch of cherry blossoms trees. The compositing here is immaculate. Art direction is superb. No complaints, no notes. This is just so you can make this shit a fucking wallpaper, man. This is truly, truly stunning. Truly, truly stunning. Or I'm not actually, I don't think these are cherry blossoms. They might be some other type of trees or flowers or whatever. I don't know. They might cherry blossom. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, he says due to the power gap, the chances of winning by direct to catch or slim, it was like grasping onto a thin thread. That's why we devised a strategy to divide the enemy and gain an advantage. We then see a very old, wrinkled hand. Now, we don't know who this hand is, though. I'm sure you guys can put two together, but I won't say anything for spoiler reasons. But I'm sure most of you guys could probably guess whose hand this is. Which I swear to God, we saw this in a PV or something. I might be tripping, but I feel like I've seen this shot before. I don't know if this was like reused animation. They just changed the actual like drawings, the actual drawing itself to make the hand more real, but I swear to God we've seen this before in a previous OP of Hero Walker or something. I might be wrong though. I swear to God I feel like I've seen this before. But anyway, we see some more of the petals fly away. We see this one petal go through the old man's hand, and then Izuku says the wind was blowing furiously, and then we see it land in Izuku's scarred up hand, and he's wearing a suit. Now, if you know, you motherfucking know. You know what this means and where we are in the timeline. I won't say nothing because of spoilers, but man, it's so awesome that we got a teaser of this of this version of Izuku so soon in the first episode. And it looks amazing, man. The scars on his hand look incredible, man. Like, I love the slight discoloration of his hand from where you can see the scarring on, man. It's definitely way less prominent, I think, compared to what we saw when we saw his hand in previous seasons. Like I said, I think this once again goes to them having less episodes to deal with, which means that that means that the overall drawings for each episode can be a lot more detailed because they just have less episodes to worry about, so they can spend more time on each episode. And yeah, man, it just looks stunning, man. The drawings, man. Low-key, this is one of the shots I want to see the Gengas for. I don't know if they'll release it, but hopefully we get because so far I don't think we've gotten many Gengas out from Bones themselves releasing Gengas. But hopefully in the coming days or later on today, we'll get some Gengas. And then after that, it's just straight up recap of Season 7, of the last episode of Season 7 with All Might and All for One. For like, literally, it takes up the first like 10 minutes of the episode. This is literally like Core, I believe it was like Core 3, 1,000 Year Blood War, where like the opening like 10 minutes of the episode or whatever was just recapping the last episode of Core 2. Literally, that's all this was, man. It was literally just recap, man. So we're obviously going to skip it because I already covered this in my review. So once I review that episode, you guys want my full thoughts on that one. But yeah, my thoughts haven't changed, man. This is an incredible sequence. Though one thing that was cool is they were actually using the Blu-ray footage for this. They actually were using the Blu-ray footage for this with the Blu-ray corrections and everything, man. Like you can see way more darker shadows on All Might here right before he does like the head lift up, man. Some more detailing added on All For Once on young All For One's face, man. So it was pretty cool to actually use the Blu-rays corrections here because usually they just reuse the TV animated thing, but this is like the first time at least. I don't know if they done this before with previous flashback, but this was the first time where I noticed, oh, they're using the Blu-ray corrections, the corrections from the Blu-ray here in this episode. Though I swear, I do wonder if they were like adding some shots in this as well, because there was this one close-up with All Might, and the drawing was super detailed when we saw his hub, man. I don't know if that was in the episode previously, but it was just, but that was a truly stunning drawing right there. After we see the recap of the fight, man, and where we ended up with Izuku, or with All Might, excuse me, laughing hysterically, we then get to the B part of the episode, man, after we see the new commercial cards, which look amazing, man. They're very basic, very much akin to season 1's, where it's just like the title sequence, man, not the more elaborate character ones that we got from season 7. But these look really good, man. I really like the background of these, man, as they come in there, man. It looks really cool. I'm pretty sure this is ripped right from the trailers. I'm pretty sure the trailers did these as well, but it was pretty cool to see them nonetheless, man. But yeah, this was really hyped to see. Anyway, now let's get on to the actual episode proper, when it actually properly begins. And I'm sure there's probably some people bitching about this, man, like with Cour, like I don't know if this happened with Cour 3 as well, with Thousand Year Blood War, with the recap, but I'm sure people don't be like, oh, why is the opening 10 minutes recap, man? But it's like, they only have like what 30 chapters that they only got left to adapt for the series, man. We have 13 episodes, no, not 13, 12 episodes, excuse me, for this Cour. So for the season, excuse me. So they could get away. They could get away with doing recap, man. They have enough material to work with where they can do this and get away with it, man. So I don't see the big issue of it, man. Whatever the case may be. But anyway, man, this part of the episode looks amazing. Anyway, now with the episode starting properly with the new content, we see All Might running. We see All Might jumping, bouncing back and forth between walls, like he's straight up like it's a fucking Mega Man X with the wall jumping. As obviously All For One is hot on his tail. We see him using what's called tentacle and frothy suction cups to I guess he has suction cups on his like arms and feet, as well as using the tails he has there to represent tentacles quirk to help him to increase his mobility while he's jumping from wall to wall, give him some more mobility, and to otherwise All For One will get tired of this one. So we'll get tired of this one-sided battle, and so he obviously realizes that a repeated damage to his body accelerates the rewind, and then he'll use that quirk to quicken it even more. And then we see this gorgeous. I know I mentioned this in another video, but I bear to repeat, man. You can see the difference in what a single core can make to CC mid lag. You guys know me. If you guys have been long-time viewers of the channel, long-time viewers of my reviews of Hero Waka, man, whether you started like from season 3 or season 4, you have been watching me since season 2 when you couldn't understand a fucking word I was saying because I was recording these videos wirelessly on my PlayStation Gold headphones without realizing that if I plug them in, the audio sounds better. I don't know how that works when it's wireless, but when it's wired in, it sounds a lot better, but whatever the case may be. But anyway, whenever you guys have been watching my reviews of Hero Walk, whenever you started, whether it was Season 2 or Season 7, you guys know that I am one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Bones Studio C defenders / glazers, man. You guys know me. Bones is the GOAT, man. They are my favorite studio, man. I love their shows, man. They are the GOAT. The Bones is top tier for me, man. And you guys know that I've always been defending them, and I've always been sick and tired of all the constant comparison, DuPont, and people say, oh, this show looks like shit, man, censorship, it ain't a massive soccer fest like Demon Slayer, or Jujutsu Kaisen, or what have you, man. And you can really see Studio C's talent right here, man. Look at this fucking drawing of All Might, man. This close to man. Look, the thick lines especially are doing wonders for this show, man. Seriously, this is truly fucking stunning, man. This is one of the shots I need to see the Genga for. I need to see the Genga of this, man. I need to know what the Genga of this looks like, man. It is truly stunning, man. Such an amazing shot. Such an amazing frame. Anyway, so as All Might's starting to get near the end of the alleyway, All For One is already there waiting for him, saying, you laugh at me, but now you're running away from and hiding from me. He says, I know what you're planning for, and it won't require much for it to distort your brain with agony. As we start to see those little, tentacle, do these things have an actual name? I generally have known. Those tentacle or whatever things that come out of his fingers start protruding through the wall as All Might tries to dodge him, man. He gets out of the alleyway, goes into another alleyway where we see the two, chopping things coming out from him, which we saw many times in the PVs, which we do actually have the animator confirmed for this one, man. So far at the time of recording this, man, My Soccer Academia has only posted 2 cuts of this episode, man, but we'll actually just posted a 3rd one in the middle while I was in the middle of recording. So there you go. But anyway, they posted a couple of the actual episode, but they haven't posted all of them yet. Well, if you go on Soccer Gaboro, they have pretty much all the cuts from this episode, man. But anyway, this one was done by an animator by the name of Arasa Ozaki. If I pronounced that correctly. Which actually, this was, if you guys may remember, this was like one of the cuts that a lot of people thought was Jason. That was Jason Yaz, but like as I mentioned, but as I just said, it was done by Arasa Osaka. Was the animator, as he made a tweet confirming that this was his cut on Twitter once the episode dropped. So there you go. But yeah, great work here, man. He's all for one. It just keeps going on about. He mentions about how they're being they're being filmed. It's like, do you really want them? Are you really okay with this being filmed? You're just You're just superficial, imitating the power of those young kids as you try to keep yourself alive. Their symbol of peace is gonna fall. It's gonna fall into the symbol of powerlessness. And as All Might starts to go further on to the alleyway, as he's like looking behind, trying to dodge his alleyway, as he's starting to breathe a little heavy, we see All for One randomly come out of the wall like he's a fucking Kool-Aid man. And that fucking smile, I literally just paused on the perfect frame, but this fucking grin on his face, man, right before he punches All My, man. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, this is some Joker type shit, man. And then he says their guiding light will be stuffed out right as he lands a devastating blow at All Might's midsection, man. Blood starts spilling out of his mouth, man. He's definitely gonna feel that shit. So then we're back into All Might, where we see once again him naked, trying to cover up the last embers of One for All. Genuine question though, to anyone asking, why do so many animes do this like with characters naked, man? Like you guys, like Hero Walker's done this a few times, man. Like with Izuku and Hair Man, Gundam Wing. No, it was Gundam Seed. Yeah, Gundam Seed did this a couple times, like the OPs and whatnot, man. Excel World did this as well, man. So many animes that do this whole thing when the character is like going into another world where they're always naked. And why? I've always been kind of curious, like, why are the characters always naked in these sort of scenarios, man? I'm just curious. Why? Just something that I've always been curious about since I've been started watching anime since 2016. But yeah. Anyway, also real quick, I want to mention I love the little sound that All Might Say. Okay, I've already got that. Sounded fantastic. Man. Honestly, man, All Might Say I've really started to fall in love with in these last 2 seasons, man. Like obviously, I've always given the man his flowers and whatnot, man. You know, when the time came for it, man. Especially once we stopped getting same day Samanos for the main series. But these last 2 seasons, particularly, I've been really starting to fall in love with his performance as All Might, man. So big shouts to All Might Say, man. And you guys know he's gonna be in Steel Ball Run next, so. Hey, I don't know if that's like a major character influences or just some one-off character at the start of the show, man, but it was cool to hear him in the trailer for Steel Ball Run. Anyway, so back to where we were, man. So like I said, he's like hovering over the last embers of One for All. He says, "You really don't get me, my friend." And then shoves a fucking arm cannon into his mouth, blasting ice. And once again, man, I'm pretty sure this is another shot we saw in the PVs, man. But this shot of All My, man, this close up of him with the ice starting to come, with the ice starting to come up on his armor, man. Phenomenal work, man. This is another shot I would like to see the Genka for. But anyway, people flicker on, and he says, people flicker on and on like a light. Even if my light goes out, someone will receive my light when it keeps shining. As so, the darkness is illuminated. There's no need for light. And this is when we cut back to Aoyama, man. We get back to over here sequence, and I'm like, bro, I don't care about these scrubs, man. Fuck them. But anyway, this is time when we get Rebecca pressing the mic as a narrator, which, y'all remember when people were throwing bitch fits over when he was doing the narration, when Toga confessed to Izuku, man. Y'all remember people were throwing bitch fits over that, man? Including, I think Deca-chan was one of them, in which I actually haven't checked her Twitter at all, just see it. She like, if you guys don't know, she is like completely, like, disconnected herself from Hiroaka. She switched her account, she switched like her profile picture, her everything overall, everything basically starting anew, and now she's the Love and Deep Space problem, Phantom's problem. She's now their problem. After going with Winx Club for a hot minute, but didn't really change her account, now she's fully integrated and has completely started anew and is now their problem. So, Godspeed to them. Anyway, but yeah, I haven't checked it. I don't know. I'm gonna check her account to see if she has mentioned anything about this episode, man, at all, because I'm just curious. anyway. So as I was saying, and anyway, President Mike mentioned that there were 32 heroes that are placed ready to wipe out. All but one were immortalized, obviously referring to Aoyama. And we see the flowers, taking their toll on Fat Gun Man. And he takes all of this Fat Man. He tells him don't give up, Aoyama. And then we see like this is like flower bloom with this sound effect, man, as we see it resemble Fat Gun. Not entirely sure what this is meant to mean. Like, does he have control of this flower or something? I'm not sure we ever got this. Did we ever get like an explanation of what his powers were and anything in the last in season 7? I honestly don't remember. But whatever the case may be, more flowers start to bloom around him, man. And then the dude pulls out Aoyama's belt, which definitely has seen better days. Looks like it's definitely gotten beat up and is probably broken at this point, man. Saying how you need your belt. Without your belt, your nibble just leaks out. You can't aim properly, but only help the flowers to continue growing. You just follow the crowd. We're manipulated by a very powerful force. And sure, you've lived such a shameful life. And we have to actually expand on Aoyama's backstory, but we see a little bit more. I don't know if this was in the manga as well, if this is like an anime original Secret Man, but they've expanded on a little bit more of his, where they like even changed the shot around, man. They re-storyboarded some bits of it, man, where he got his belt on. He says, Mama, rushes over towards Mom, and then you straight see his dad diving sideways like he's fucking Max Payne in Bullet Time with his camera, man. Bro was gonna get that perfect shot, man, one way or the other. So shout out to Aoyama's dad, man, for risking life and limb to get the perfect shot, man. I can't get over this side dive he does. It literally looks like when you were like in Bullet Time with Max Payne, man, in the games, man. It just looked right. It looked right, man. It was so funny, man. It got a good laugh. And then we get to one of the big animation highlights of the episode, man. Once again, the drawings here are absolutely sensational, man. Which is this one we get to Jason Yao's cut, which Jason Yao would later confirm that his sequence started at the 14-minute mark, the 14-second mark of this cut, which is basically when the camera switches back to Aoyama before we get the impact frames. He fires off his attack. Before that, we still don't know the animator that did the first half of this cut, which is great. While the fabric animation is nothing to write home about, I literally just finished watching Free Rent episode 9, yesterday, and I'm gonna be posting my reactions probably tomorrow, maybe today, man, I'm not sure. But that is some of the best fabric animation I've ever seen in my life, man. Genuinely, like, it's fucking insane. But the fabric animation here is nowhere near as insane, man. But the detailing on the clothing, man, is absolutely sensational, man. As well as the clothes on his eye, man. This whole the drawings here are impeccable, man. Very strong, man. Once again, hopefully we get to see the Gengas for these, man, because these drawings here were absolutely sensational. But anyway, he says because I'm always reminded of my shameful side. I can cling to their light even more strongly. I become even more convinced that I want to shine even brighter. We get some nice impact frames where he fires off his naval cannon, and then Toru comes out of there, man, jumps over him, man, basically refracts, grabs some of that his naval laser energy, and then throws it right back at the dude, man. Fantastic work. This is honestly, like, people were saying this in, I think it was either in the comments of the actual post from Sako Gaboro or on the tweet itself, man. But this is like some of Jason Yao's best work, man. Absolutely incredible. I love the storyboard. I don't know if Jason got aboard his own sequence or not, but I love the part where it goes from Toru's eye over back to Aoyama, man, and we get the close up back over to his eye, man. Then we actually get to see the naval, where see Toru fire off the naval laser, man. Absolutely fantastic work, man. Seriously, the drawings once again are sensational. We then get back to All Might, man, and this is when we get to the big one, the big cut that was in the trailer that we were all flabbergasted by when we first saw it in the PV, man, which was animated by Mehdi Chowie. I probably butchered that. The dude's French. He's a French animator, man. He was the one behind the sequence. People were debating whether or not this was CG or if it was like all 2D with the buildings, man. And he did confirm on Twitter, as well as he showed off in his Genga that I posted on Instagram, man, that indeed all the buildings in the background are 2D. Everything here is in 2D, man. Absolutely sensational, man. Seriously, this is insane work, man. That all these buildings were hand drawn, no CG layouts, no nothing. All of this was done with pen and paper. Insane work that all of this was completely 2D with the buildings, because most of us were debating whether or not the buildings were CG or not. But yeah, you confirmed it. It's all 2D. Insane work. Insane work. And then we see like the little like bird robot flying mini Falcon things that literally look like the Falcon has. Go over to like the arm to the cannon he's got up there, man. Brings All for One closer towards him and fires it, and it's called Can't Stop Twinkling, obviously based off Yama, which I thought was fun. And basically, obviously, he got this idea from Stars and Stripes when she did the laser thing to pin down Shigaraki. All Might does the same thing with this laser, man, which actually starts to melt the buildings around him, which is pretty insane. But he mentions unlike Star, he cannot solidify the beams into a single point like she could. So instead he uses like these sound wave vibrators in his chest, called the earphone jack, obviously based off Jiro, to keep All for One in place while he keeps getting beat, while the laser keeps him pinned down and is taking damage. We also learned that there's an optic resin added to the armor called Invincibility Growth that helps reduce some of the heat of the blast. How he was able to get out, as well as blocking the actual punch that we saw from earlier with Tailman, but it fucked up his legs. But eventually, soon enough, All for One managed to get his tendril finger thingies towards All Might to get him off of him long enough to where he can start to move out a little bit more. But then he turns one of his arms into these mini balls called grape juice, because of course based off Mineta, to use them to pin down his arms once again, to keep him locked, to keep him pinned down there again. Which reminded me a lot because literally at first I thought these were grenades, but this reminded me a lot of, you guys remember the black balls that were fired off from the Incredibles movie? This is what it kind of reminded me of. Which I do wonder if that's maybe where Horikoshi got the idea for Mineta's quirk, was that scene in The Incredibles. Afterwards, we cut over to this kid in this nondescript country, wherever it is. It could be India, somewhere in Africa. I don't fucking know. They never say where this kid's from. And the kid asks, who's the man on the TV, and I'm assuming his grandma. Tells him, I don't know anything about it. I don't really know much about heroes, but it's in a faraway country. It has nothing to do with us. And then the kid starts to get invested and is starting to rooting for seeming like he's gonna start rooting for All Might to win, man. Great shit, man. Great shit. Inspiring shit. And then of course the cannon starts to overload, and even says cannon exploding now or whatever, and it blows up. So yeah, and then we get this close up of All Might, man. Once again, the drawings here absolutely fantastic. So then we see that All for One is even younger now, and he's now glowing for some reason. Not sure what that's about. And he starts getting younger now. He looks more like he's a teenager at this point. And his voice also starts to get higher. I'm not sure if they once again switch seiyus again, or if Levi Seiyus just made his voice a lot higher. But regardless, man, his voice is a lot higher. Man, he's starting to get even younger. Rushes towards All Might, backhand him into a wall. We get some Utapon cues, or at least I thought they were, but on the actual Sakagaboro post, there is no mention of Utapon cubes, so I guess these are technically considered Utapon cubes, I guess. But anyway, this one was handled by Takahiro Komori, is the animator that's attached to this Cub, man, presumed. But so, yeah. Which this whole sequence after Hercules explodes was all done by Hideki Kakita, if I'm pronouncing that right, man. We also, after he throws him into the wall, man, which also got some Utapon cubes. At least I thought they were Utapon cubes, but on the tags on Sakagaboro, there's no mention of Utapon cubes, so I guess these don't technically count as Utapon cubes. I'll be honest, I don't know what really is the difference between this cubic debris and Utapon cubes. I am not privy to that information quite yet, man. I might have to do some digging on that. But anyway, man. After that, All Might is thrown into the wall, man. All for One starts walking towards him and saying, "You lost your smile, you lost your hope, and you're crawling on the ground, twisted by despair and pain." He then grows this tree-like thing, branch-like thing out of his shoulder. So I'll mess you up and ruin you just like you did to me once, which I'm assuming he means his face. And then, right before he's about to move, he is stuck in place. And then we see that Stain is here to back up his idol, man. So rocket on a fucking glider. Where the fuck, he's the Green Goblin? Bro, where the fuck did this man get a glider? He rushed it in here like the Green Goblin, licking his blood off some rubble, telling him to go get him. All Might, man. Next week finna be insane, man. And judging from some of the other posts, I literally just saw a thread that I somehow completely missed from My Soccer Academia. I guess he went to like a preview event that showed a handful of episodes. The next episode, man, that's the big one, man. It seems like that episode we got Yuki Sato making her appearance, man, for a certain return, which I'm sure you guys can probably guess, which I'm excited about. I don't know if he didn't mention Yuki Sato specifically, but in the video he put one of Yuki Sato's cuts from World Series Mission, so I'm assuming it's Yuki Sato. It is that character's big moment. That's like Yuki's favorite character, so I would assume they would get her to do it. We'll have to wait and see on that, but yeah, hopefully we got Yuki Sato next week. And that is where the episode ends, ladies and gentlemen, man. Fantastic, phenomenal episode, man. Incredible masterpiece, man. What the fuck do you want to say? Now, we have the episode up with the extra OP, so let's talk about the OP, man, and I'll tell you guys some of the animes and some of my favorite parts of it, man. But this review is long enough, so I won't be going over every little thing. Now, first things first, I gotta say, man. This OP was amazing. This is probably easily my top 10 favorite OPs in Hiroaka. I don't know if it'll crack my top 5, but it's in there. Now, as you guys know, this OP had leaked earlier on like yesterday or whatever. It had leaked. I saw a couple screenshots, man, but mostly avoided them because obviously I didn't want to get, spoiled or nothing. I wanted to wait till the actual episode aired to finally see where to see what it looked like and everything, man. And from the little brief screenshots of it I saw, I thought that Haruka Ida was once again back as the director, because it fit very much in her style from her EDs as well as her OP with like the colors and everything. It looked like her, so I assumed that was her. I was like, hey, Haruka is back in the director's chair. Excellent. This is gonna be a bang. And then I guess it's when the same time when the leaks happened, we got the staff for it, and actually the unit director for this one is someone by the name of Masayuki Otsuki, if I'm pronouncing it right, is the person that was in charge of this OP. And when I saw that, is you guys follow me Twitter, you guys know I was like, where's Haruka Ida? I was getting worried, like, what do you mean? Wait, she not directing the OP? She dropped a generational opening last season. Why isn't she back? Don't tell me they demoted this one back to just EDs after that. And then Ozone Sage, you guys know, is a Sakuga Twitter user in the Hero Walk space and just Twitter in general, man. We're mutuals, man. I follow him, man. Also into Blue Arts, which is great to see, man. But anyway, he had replied to my tweet saying that she's going to direct and storyboard an episode. I don't know if that is confirmed factual information. It's been confirmed that yes, she is directing an episode, or that is just speculation, or coping. I'm not sure. I am not sure. I hope that is indeed true. That I don't know if this came from the NHK documentary. She tweeted something. I don't know. I do not know. So I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should fully believe them. But assuming that she has been promoted to get after that generational P to now that she gets to storyboard and direct an entire episode, you guys know that there is only 2 episodes that is worthy of this woman directing. That I want to see her direct, storyboard, and animate as well. Hopefully. I won't say it because they're spoilers, but if you guys know, my fellow East Ultra shippers, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what episodes I want her on. Y'all know which episodes I want her on. And hopefully it is one of them, if not both of them. That would be great if she did both. Because like I said, I love her work, man. She's easily one of the best directors working today, man. I will glaze that woman till the cows come home, man. I fucking love her. She is one of my favorite animators working at Bones right now. One of the best players working today, man. I will glaze this woman any day of the week, man. I fucking love her. So, hopefully it is one of those 2 episodes, man. And if that's the case, man, fucking cinema we will bear witness to near the end of the season, man. But we'll have to wait and see on that, ladies and gentlemen. But hopefully it's one of those 2 episodes, man. I pray to God it's one of those 2. Assuming she actually is going to be directing and storyboarding an entire episode. But anyway, man. Anyway, as I was saying, this OP is great, but I'm not gonna lie, man. coming off of Haruka Ii's generational OP, man, not gonna lie, this does feel like a massive downgrade. It just ain't got that sauce that Haruka, man. It ain't got Haruka sauce, man. It don't hit like a Haruka Ida, OP or not. But there's still some incredible sequences regardless, man. Like the opening of the OP with All Might and Izuku, man, with the blue hues on them, man. Phenomenal work, man. We got a bunch of animators credited on this one, man. I'm not gonna go over each one of them, but basically we got Mao Tsunoda and Takahiro Komori are the two animators that are credited for work on this opening bit of the OP, man. Another sequence that looked really good is this one with Nana, and that we unfortunately don't have an anime credit for that part of the OP, but the second part where Izuku's running and we see the vestiges of One for All was confirmed to be Yuki Kikuchi, which was pretty cool. And then we got, of course, the big final one, which is credited towards Akira Iwamoto. And I love this little bit, man, where we get to see we see Wolverine Izuku, a few times, man, but we also get to see Izuku in the All Might shirt, which you guys may know is the cover of the final volume of the manga, which that's pretty cool that we actually got that was actually in the OP, man. There's another sequence as well, man, that doesn't have an animator credited with Shigaraki's hand and more of Wolverine Izuku behind Mount Fuji. That looks spectacular. And this one sequence with Izuku and Shigaraki fighting on a building with Blackwood, man, looks amazing. This was done by Kazuhiro Miwa. Was the animator credited with this part? Was credited with this part of the OP, man. And the one with All Might, with the All Might All for One part of it, man, looked amazing. This one is credited to, well, it has an artist unknown credit, as well as Hideki Kakaki. And it seems like someone in the comments of this cut makes it seem like that the explosion part was seemingly done by an man by the name of Shen Meng Chen, if I pronounce that right. I am not Chinese. So there you go. We also get the sequence with All Might and his mom, which that's like the one thing I'm most looking forward to. I've seen I've known of that, but I have no idea what the actual context of it. I assume she gets killed off by All for One, but I'm excited to see when we get to All Might's mom when we get to that episode. Of course, Beskar Uraraka makes a quick cameo as well. Blink and you miss it shot, but the shot of her, man, she looks beautiful as she always does. And then after that, we do get one more little post-credit sequence, man, with Toru and Aoyama, where we really get a full look of Toru's design, man. We really get to see what she looks like, man, and Ojiro really hit the jackpot with this one, didn't he, man? But jokes aside, man, Toru is genuinely really cute, man. I love her design, man. Her hair, man. She looks so good. I can't wait to hear this with Felicia and Zhao, man, once the dub starts airing, man. But yeah, she looks just stunning here, man. She is so beautiful, man. Toru's so cute, man. I love her design, man. She is so beautiful, man. Seriously, like I said, Ojiro, bro struck big with her, man. He hit the jackpot with that one, brother. And basically what's happening here, her cork is glitching out, which, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the glitch gremlin got his hands on our girl Toru. You hate to see it. But yeah, she's glitched out. She's freaking out, telling Aoyama to look away. Pretty fun little moment. But yeah, unfortunately, the glitch gremlin got her. But yeah, that's where the episode ends, man. We got the next episode preview. More looks incredible, man. Probably get a big return there, man. Hopefully we get to see Yuki Sato. That's mentioned before. They'll probably delay with the review and everything, man, given what is going on with me having to go into a funeral and whatnot, man. So sorry about that, guys. But hopefully I'll be able to get the review out on Saturday, or at least watch it on Saturday and get the reaction up. But anyway, guys, I've run long enough. This review is long enough. It's probably over 40 minutes, probably maybe even an hour. I don't know. I'll find out when I start editing it. But anyway, guys, overall, give this episode to the surprise no one a 10 out of fucking 10 leads. As always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me so you feel like it. Links are below, and look back for more. See you guys next time.